Hello, it's Tom here in my studio and I'm here to show you the blues scale part of our blues beginner course. Now, this is very interesting, very exciting and very fun for a whole bunch of reasons, and you'll see in just a second. But I'm going to play the piece for you and then we'll talk about it. We'll talk about how to play it. We'll talk about what it's useful for, and we'll have a real good time. So, here's our piece. So I'm going to show you how to play that, but the blues scale is so much more important than just playing one or two tunes. It's generally like the backbone of all this blues stuff that you love. So whenever you hear stuff like or even, all that sort of good fun is all blues scale based stuff. So whilst I can't promise that after this lesson today you'll be able to play all that stuff that I just improvised, you'll have a good idea of what to do in order to be able to improvise, particularly in blues. Particularly since our left hand doesn't change from our previous part as well. So we keep the same like we do throughout the whole tune. So if you're having any trouble whatsoever with that, please devote a little bit of time to that. Pause and then come back to this. If you're already pretty good with that left hand, got it going sort of on autopilot, then you're ready to add the other stuff to it. So I'll let you figure that out for yourself. Now, on to the blues scale. Let me show you the blues scale in C. Very, very simple. We're only going to use two fingers as well, unless you want to use other fingers. Really, whatever's comfortable for you, but I'm going to show you how to do it with two fingers. Sometimes I do it with two fingers, sometimes I do it with more. So, thumb and middle finger, okay? So we're going to go down the way on the keyboard, so towards the left. So we're starting on C. And the one that I'm starting on is just one octave up from middle C. So there's middle C right there. I'm just starting here. Okay, so thumb, then middle finger going down to the B flat, which is the next black note down just from C. So C, B flat. Then we're going to add on to that G. So it's C, B flat, G, thumb, middle, thumb. Then we're going to just add the very next black note with the middle finger. Then the very next white note after that. So that was F sharp, then F. Then with the middle finger on to E flat, which is the next black note. Then we're back to C. So. Really, you probably don't need to think about it in that much detail to be able to remember this. I think if you just play the notes about 4 or 5 times in a row, you'll get the hang of it. Especially if you're doing thumb, middle, thumb, middle, thumb, middle, thumb. It really falls under the hand very nicely. So it feels kind of realistically kind of very easy to play, which is one of the nice things about the blues. That's why people say that the blues is all about the feeling that you put into it. People say that sort of stuff. And the reason for that is because the scale is, you know, particularly easy. If you add too many fancy scales, it becomes jazz. So if you're playing just the blues scale, it's very simple. So whenever you go on to improvising and stuff like that, you want to make sure that you have other tricks that you can do within the blues scale to make it sound really excellent. But for today, I'm going to show you a very basic lick. Okay, so we're going to go like this. All right, so we're running down the scale and then hitting the same note at the end again, then going up to this note. But it's the way that we're playing it. So it's so we're so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So C, B flat, G, F sharp, G, F sorry, C, B flat, and then quickly the G, F sharp, F, E flat, C, C, E flat. So I'll play it real slow. C, B flat, G, F sharp, F, E flat, G, C, C, E flat. Okay, now what we need to do is just make sure that you can do that really solidly, because that happens a whole lot of times in the piece that I've written for you. So once again, now that you know what the little lick is, and I totally understand if you need to pause for a few minutes and practice that. But this again, once you've played it a good 5, maybe 10 times, you'll get the hang of it, even if you can't get the hang of it right away in the video. Then all we have to do now is have a listen. I'm going to play it again, but this time you can listen for how many times this happens, okay? So. So, how many times did your little riff happen? If you said 4, you'd be correct. It happened 4 times in a row underneath, over and above the left hand that was underneath it. And so it plays up until you get to the G part on the left hand, and then when you get there, it changes to. All right, so the part that we're doing here is just the first 3 notes of the blues scale over and over again, repeatedly. This is called an ostinato, when you have a repeated phrase that you play over and over again, that it sounds good musically. So we play a little ostinato over our G, F turnaround that you already know from being able to play the left hand part. And then now you see why I say it's a good idea to get that left hand nice and solid first before you attempt putting this on it. So then the only challenge that you'll have after that is putting the left hand and the right hand together. So that's the first part that you'll want to have a good long look at. Let me do that again for you. Did you see what happened? So we had, that had its very own left hand thing. So did that. So F and F, G and F sharp share one left hand thing by itself. So and the same with F and E flat. Alright, so what I want you to do is have a look at how I've played that slowly and see if you can work it out for yourself, right? Because I think that you can probably listen to it being played at various degrees of speed and then see what speed is good for you and then try and copy that. Once you get the hang of that, then you can always speed it up, you know? So I'm going to play this starting probably about as slow as I can play it, so that then you've got something that anybody can do. And then I'm going to ramp it up in speed, and then I'll eventually get to the speed that we want to ultimately be at for it to sound like the kind of upbeat, fast blues boogie tune that we're going for, okay? So let me start very slowly, and then I'll let you know when we get to the one that's going to be our speed that we're ultimately going for. So, slow, very slow. Okay, a little faster. Little faster. And now we get to the speed that we want to go at ultimately. The nice thing really is that whenever you already know the left hand part, which of course you've already got solidly now, then it's just the same riff repeated over and over again if you get the hang of it, because it does a lot of work by itself. So you repeat that 4 times, and then when we get to the part on the left hand that's got the G and F, we're playing like this. So we'll do that fast, slow, variety of speeds for you. And then up to speed. So it's just C, B flat, G, the first 3 notes that I taught you of the blues scale. This one I'm not doing 2 fingers because it makes more sense to do 3 separate fingers since it's a 3-note ostinato. So, and then when we go back to the end of our 12-bar blues, then we got our. So one more time on that riff that you know. So whenever I put it all together, I'll put it all together at full speed for you, first of all, so now you can see what you're going for with this unit. So it goes like this. And then if you're one of these wonderful enterprising students who finds that really easy, then if you want an extra challenge, then you can take that blues scale, phrase the notes in such a way that they sound like music, but there's something that's your own creation, and then you've started to improvise at that point. I'll give you a clue, I'll give you a nice hint. The notes that are really close to each other, the F, F, G, B, F, G, F sharp. It's nice to slide from that F sharp onto the note on either side of it. And then you can sort of play around with it. So you can do that if you're somebody who finds the other stuff that I showed you earlier on in the video very easy. But if you're somebody who finds the stuff that I've shown you already challenging enough, then stick to that, because that's all you really need to do for the tune. So I hope you had fun today. I hope it makes you excited about learning more, and have fun playing your blues scale. So.